What's up, everybody? I'm Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I have an unboxing for you guys today. Although I have to admit, I actually took this knife out of the shipping box already because it came in a big giant box and I didn't think it was what it was. But I have not opened the box of the knife yet. I just opened the Amazon package. And I also got this. I was waiting for this to unbox this because I need this to make this what I would like it to be, and it's no longer going to be what I would like it to be, unfortunately, for me, and I'm sure many others. This is the QSP Penguin V2. Let's unbox this first. We're going to use the OG Penguin D2 with the denim micarta scales that are, I cherish this knife, man. I have beat the ever-living crap out of this knife for years. The D2 never rusts. I never get rust around my thumb studs. I mean, it's just been phenomenal. With the washers that are in it, you know, after you use it, you don't have to use it for years. After you just use it for a month, it will drop like a knife on bearings, but feels like glassy, just so glassy. I love a washer knife, right? The bug outs, the Spydercos, you know, I love washers. I really do. And in my line of work, washers are necessary. Lots of dust when you do carpentry. So let's open this up first. And what we have here, we have 2 bronze washers and 2 Teflon washers. Interesting, right? Why would you buy those for that? Because this is on bearings now. It's also more expensive now, but they are giving you the option to buy washers to go in this knife to make it like the knife we all know and love. Although they're charging you, this is still $32. This is the cheapest variation of V2 is $39. And if you want to, you know, make it the knife we all know and love, the knife that made QSP what they are, you're going to pay $5 plus $5 shipping for these 2 bronze washers and 2 Teflon washers. So you're going to be at another $10. So you're going to be at basically $50 for this knife. But you can still buy this for $32 at the moment, but they're no longer going to be making these. This is the new Penguin, the V2. They're no longer going to make the OG Penguin. So if you want one and you love it, I suggest you get one now. So let's take a look at this one. I went with denim micarta again, but they didn't have a satin finish on the blade. So I got the coated blade. Normal stuff. Put the stickers in the sticker pile. All right. I'm not going to put the washers in this video because I'm going to give the bearings a chance. You know, give peace a chance. QSP detent. Yep, it drops like bearings. It drops a lot faster than a washer knife does when it's new. But it's not that glassy filling. This will drop just almost as fast. But it's so glassy, man. So glassy. Especially when you break them in. And it doesn't take years to break them in. Now, if you carry it every day, within a few weeks, it'll break in. Those washers will polish themselves from the opening and closing, and it is just phenomenal. But now I have bearings. Now I already have bearings on a QSP with the glide lock, right? I already have bearings with the QSP with the frame lock. Why do you have to put bearings on this one? I don't understand. This knife is the knife that made you. It really made QSP what QSP is. And it wouldn't bother me if they were going to make it with bearings and they were going to make it with washers. But they're no longer going to make it with washers. I actually contacted QSP and asked them about this. They're like, yeah, we're no longer going to make, you know, the OG Penguin, the V1 Penguin. The V2 is the only penguin they're going to make. Well, at least in the frame lock. Or liner lock, excuse me. And if you want the old school filling, you can pay an additional $10 and get that old school filling. So I'm not happy about that. I'm going to be completely honest. And I don't understand why they would do it. I know there are people that prefer bearings. Actually, let me rephrase. If you want to do that, that's fine. You're charging me $7 more for this knife over this knife. Same blade still. And it's not because of the coating, because the uncoated blades cost $39 also. And then there are some that cost up to like $45 with the carbon fiber, the cheap carbon fiber scales or whatever. You're going to charge me that much more for this knife when it's basically the exact same except for a couple of bearings? Making me pay an additional 5 + 5 shipping for this is not cool, man. It's just not cool. It's a bad look for QSP. It really is. These should be in this box when you unbox it, in my personal opinion. Even if you need to bump that $39 up to $41 to $42 and it's included for everyone, these should be in the box because of the knife. You know what I mean? Not if this was some new model, no. But this is the Penguin. This is their flagship knife, in my personal opinion. If anyone wants to argue, comment below and let me know. This is their flagship knife, and they're taking it away from you unless you want to pay an additional, let's see, 32, like $15. By the time you pay the markup on this and that, it just doesn't make sense, man. Well, it makes sense if you're a company and you're doing a money grab, but in my opinion, that's the only reason it makes sense. Maybe people have stopped buying these, and that's possible because I've had this knife for at least 3 years at this point, I would say, and it's still every bit. It's better today than it was when I bought it. So, and for some reason their D2 does not rust. I don't know why. I'm not complaining. I'm actually very happy about it, but it's just such a good knife that maybe people stopped buying them because they're so good. So they wanted to come out with something new to get people to buy them again. I don't know. I don't know the answers to those questions. Only QSP knows that. One thing I do want to do is weigh them all and find out if there was any change in the weight especially between these two. But I'm gonna weigh all 4. We don't need to weigh that one. No, that one's G10. We'll weigh that one also. We'll weigh all 5. And I will be installing these, just so you know, and I'll do it in a video, and because I want the washers. But the OG doesn't have Teflon; it just has washers. So again, it's going to be a different filling knife. And these look more like O-rings too. You know what I mean? They're not like your typical Teflon washers like you get on most knives that are flat, that are shaped basically like a bronze washer. They're like white O-rings. They're thick. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the action is like with this installed. Maybe it'll blow my mind and be better than the OG Penguin, but I highly doubt it. But we will find out. We will find out. And I'm not hating on QSP. I'm just being honest. This knife made QSP. This is what made them, the OG Penguin. 3.2 ounces. The new V2 Penguin. 3.2 ounces, so no weight increase or decrease. Those are denim micarta. This one's the G10 OG Penguin. 3.3 ounces. G10's a little heavier. The new Penguin Glide Lock, and I'm curious, can I put this in a Glide Lock? If I could, that would make me happy, because I knew what I was getting with this, right? I'm curious, can I put these in that? Or this, for that matter. We're going to find out. 2.8, 2.6, if I remember correctly. 2.6, yeah. So, you know, I guess it's just an action thing. I don't know. I guess a lot of people like bearings. I just don't understand. This feels so much better than that to me. It's really no comparison, which is why I buy the bench bug outs or the drift or the pair 3s, or say all the knives I buy that I love the most all have washers, right? Which is why this is a Chinese made knife that is beloved to me. I absolutely love this knife. It's one of at least this OG version, which you can still buy. They're not sold out yet, but once they're gone, they're gone. You're not going to be able to buy them anymore. They're not making them anymore. That's why I love this knife so much. I absolutely love it. And I don't want to say I'm disappointed in QSP. I'm not, I'm not looking at their numbers. So, but I find it sad that you're going to give all of us who bought this knife, love this knife, help build QSP to what it is. You're going to sell this one for $7 more than this one, and then you're basically it's going to cost us an additional $10 to make this one perform like the one that made you who you are. It just doesn't make sense. If you got to increase the price a couple dollars, put these in the box with these.